my name's Karen and I'm one half of Kiora Creations, and welcome to our very first vlog. I've been wanting to do a vlog for a very long time, just never had the confidence, and I still don't feel like I've got the confidence to be doing this, but we're going to give it a go today. So I will start off with a market recap. We did a market this past weekend. It was a very unsuccessful market for us. We travelled 2 hours away. It was only the second time that this particular place had held a market, and our spot wasn't the greatest within the grounds. It was an outdoor market. But just the same, we went, we supported, and now considering whether we go back to the market again for a second go. I've got at least 4 weeks to decide. They send out the invoices for the market about the 3rd week in May, so it gives me a bit of time to think about whether we'll go back or not. Hubby has said that he doesn't want to go back, but I'm not so sure, and I never give up that easily. So as I said, it wasn't a great market. We only sold 2 things. I sold a chook and a baby octopus, and that was it. Had heaps of people coming to look at our stall, but unfortunately no one was buying. Unfortunately for me also, there was another crochet vendor there. In fact, there was at least another 3 crochet vendors there, and they all sold similar things to what I do. When I go to these markets, I try to put out a variety of things that is something a little bit different to everybody else, but it still didn't work this time. The main thing for me was that because I have the small plushies, that I do have some at $5. By the time they got up to my stall, most of the kids have spent their money for that day at another stall, which is perfectly fine. That's what people do. And therefore, I heard a lot of, "You've already spent your money today." Anyway, it is what it is. Look, we've had bad markets before, but you just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and we'll go again and have another go at another market. I'll pop in some video here of our stall setup. Now, apart from selling crochet items, my husband also does horseshoe art. So we had a lot of horseshoe art there. Once again, that is a hit and miss. Not everybody wants to pay for that then and there, but we still go to markets and we still show things there. So there's a bit of footage coming up, as I said, and I'll be back after that footage. Okay, now the other thing is I went to our local Spotlight yesterday. I live in Tasmania and I live in a very small town, and it takes me an hour and a bit to get to my closest Spotlight. Unfortunately, it's not a very well stocked Spotlight, and if there is, it tends to sell out very, very quickly. There is absolutely none of the new velour stash balls left. None whatsoever. And then when you try and look through the mill ends, that's another hit and miss. Quite often there is absolutely nothing in there as well. Although yesterday I was lucky and I got 2 mill ends. I haven't taken them out of the bag yet, but as you can see, I just got a black mill ends there and variegated mill ends. Now I need the black because I've picked up a custom order for a Spluter for a German Shepherd, so I will be using the black in that. I don't have a very large supply of blanket yarn, chenille yarn, or even velour yarn. I'm slowly building up my supplies, so whenever I see something on special, I'm going to grab it. Once again, I'll just put in a little bit of footage here, which just shows you at my local Spotlight, and you guessed it, empty shelves. Alrighty, yeah, as you can see, there was nothing on the shelves there. So that brings me to what am I up to now? Well, I have a market on Mother's Day weekend. Well, actually, I have two markets on Mother's Day weekend, one on the Saturday and one on the Sunday. Now, the Saturday is a regular market that we go to. It's at a place called Bridport. It's a hit and miss market for us, unfortunately, but it's Mother's Day weekend, so I'm going to give it a go. And the other one on that weekend is at Mathena, and it's a Mathena Mother's Day market weekend. So apart from those two markets, for the rest of May, I do have two more markets. They're both consecutive following Saturdays. I'll post more about them when we get to them. So I do have to restock a fair bit. All my stock is getting very low because apart from the markets, we do have an Etsy shop and we do sell on there as well. So I am very busy, so I need to get back into getting some work done. Apart from this, I do work part-time. I work 3 days a week, so I fit all this in around working part-time. Most of the crochet and knitting that I do tend to do all my crochet on my days off and whenever I can get a chance. So a lot of night crocheting as well. I'm not a great fan of doing black of a night time, so anything that requires black I tend to do in the daytime wherever possible. My husband has a nice stock amount of horseshoe art, so we're right in that department. If anything sells out, he has got the ability to go back in and fix or make, I should say, more items. So we always have a good supply of those items. I should also mention that the next two markets are both indoor markets, and being here in Tasmania, the weather is cooling down. We do have a bit of wind, which is just horrible for your outdoor markets, but at least the next two are indoors. So what do I need to restock on? Everything really. Whatever I can make between now and then would be ideal. Currently on my hooks, I'm doing a double knit beanie. I have sold out of my beanies, so at the moment my current stock stands at 3. No, tell a lie, my mum has knitted 2 to add to that collection, so we've got a total of 5 beanies in stock. They are at this time of year a good seller. Obviously nobody likes being cold down here, so a beanie is essential. What do I need in plushies? Everything. I do currently have one spluter in stock, as you probably saw in the recap of the market. It's a Highland Cow spluter, so that's fine. I've got something big. I need to make some smaller items. I need to restock my keychains because they have taken a hit. So I am just going through patterns at the moment that have been gifted to me and choosing the smaller items to start with to try and get some of those made and get some of those in stock. My chickens, to be honest, have been my best seller. I couldn't keep up with chickens there at one stage. Currently in stock, I only have 3, and people like to buy the real chicken colours. Unfortunately, I'm running out of real chicken colours. One market that I did, this lady has come back every time to buy a chicken, and she buys a different colour each time for her daughter, and she has said to me, if you made it in pink, she'd buy it. So I'm thinking I might just make one pink chicken to see if it does sell. I don't want to go overboard. I prefer to stick to the real colours of chickens. So they are definitely on my list, and I need more baby octopus as well, because the colours I have left are purple, one blue and one yellow. So once again, that needs a restock as well. I've forgotten to mention who the patterns were by. I use the Snuggle Beans crochet pattern for my splooters, and the Southern Gals crochet pattern for my chickens, which are both paid patterns. And then for my little mini octopus, I use the pattern from Crochet with Mimi, and that's a free pattern on Instagram. The others I've bought off Etsy. Like a lot of people that start buying patterns and yarns, my collection is growing and my basket is getting full. Just need the money to purchase it all, but that's another story. Well, I haven't got much more to say. I've sort of given you an update to where we are. At this stage, I've got a lot of work to do. I just had a quick look back through what I've been doing. I've got to get my eye placement right for this video, but that's something I can work on for the next video when I do it. I've also got to work out a few other bits and pieces, but hopefully I can get them worked out and I can start producing some YouTube videos. So thank you if you've gotten this far in watching the video. I really do appreciate the fact that you've given me a go. If it's something that you think that you may like, please subscribe. I'm sure it's the only way I'm going to get going. I don't know much else about it. It's a learning process for me. So any tips would be greatly appreciated. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.